Assalamualaikum. In today's episode, we bring back an excerpt of a past upload on the rate of effusion of gases. Why do balloons deflate over time and cannot float forever? To find this out, just hang on till the end of this video lesson. Watch and learn. The question is, a party balloon filled with helium deflates to two-thirds of its original volume in 8.0 hours. How long will it take an identical balloon filled with the same number of moles of air with molar mass equal to 29.0 grams per mole to deflate to one-half of its original volume? Take the molar mass of helium equal to 4.0 grams per mole. According to Graham's law of effusion, the rate of effusion, denoted here by RE, of a gas is inversely proportional to the square root of the mass of its particles. Graham's law can also be expressed in this ratio and proportion equation. The rate of effusion of gas A over the rate of effusion of gas B is just equal to the square root of the molar mass of gas B divided by the square root of the molar mass of gas A. So we emphasize that the one in the numerator, square root of MB, MB refers to the molar mass of gas B, and MA refers to the molar mass of gas A. What's the difference between diffusion and effusion? Well, in diffusion, the, the molecules are able to pass through unrestricted. In other words, these molecules are able to spread, okay, freely from a higher concentration to a lower concentration without any barriers or restrictions. Whereas in diffusion, the process is restricted to passage of molecules through very small openings in a physical barrier, example of which is a rubber balloon. Right? Rubber may be considered a semi-permeable material through which gas molecules are able to pass through over a period of time. All balloons are porous. That is, they have tiny microscopic holes in their surface through which gases can escape. You cannot see these holes, but they are there. That's why all balloons will deflate over time and cannot float forever. So in this problem, the two identical balloons are of the same size and they have the same material, right? The orange balloon is inflated with helium and the blue balloon has the same number of moles of air. Initially, the two balloons have the same volume denoted here by capital V. After 8.0 hours, The helium-filled balloon deflated to two-thirds of its original volume. And in this problem, we are asked to determine how long it takes the air-filled balloon to deflate to one-half its initial volume. So again, the time t for the orange helium-filled balloon to deflate to two-thirds of its original volume is given as 8.0 hours. And the time for the blue air-filled balloon to deflate to one-half its original volume is denoted here by small letter t, and that is our target variable. So to be able to apply the equation of Graham's law, we need this molar mass of air equal to 29.0 grams per mole. Actually, air is a mixture of several gases, mostly nitrogen and oxygen. Uh, so this value is in fact the average molar mass of those gases. Likewise, you also need the molar mass for helium equal to 4.0 grams per mole. All right? We will let V be the initial volume of each gas, which for simplicity, we can choose this initial volume to be equal to 1 volume unit. All right? So that when you compute for the rate of diffusion of helium, we can just say two-thirds of this initial volume, okay, divided by 8.0 hours, which when simplified can be expressed as 0.083 per hour. And likewise, for air, the rate of diffusion equals one-half of the initial volume divided by the unknown variable time t. Or when expressed in decimal, the rate of diffusion for air equals 0.5 okay, divided by the time t. Moving on to our computations, the ratio of the rate of diffusion of air over the rate of diffusion for helium, all right, is equal to the square root of the molar mass of helium divided by the square root of the molar mass of air. So plugging in the quantities, we get 0.50 over the time t divided by 0.083 per hour, okay, equals square root of 4.0 grams per mole divided by square root of 29.0 grams per mole. And simplifying, all right, the unit grams per mole cancels out, and the ratio of the rate of fusion of air to that of helium, okay, 0.50 uh, per unit of time divided by 0.083 per hour can be equated to square root of 4.0, which is 2.0, divided by the square root of 29.0, which is 5.4. And uh, crisscrossing or multiplying 5.4 by 0.50 per unit of time t, all right, equals 2.0 times 0.083 per hour. And simplifying, all right, uh, by isolating the time t, we will get t equals 16 hours into significant figures. So this is the time it takes the air-filled balloon to deflate to one-half its original volume. We can check our answer by getting the ratio of the rate of effusion of helium to the rate of effusion of air, and then compare it to the ratio of uh, the square root of the molar mass of air to the square root of the molar mass of helium. Starting off with helium, its rate of effusion, all right, is equal to 2/3 multiplied by our assumed initial volume 1.0 liter, and then divided by the time 8.0 hours, right? When simplified, we will get 0.083 liters per hour. Likewise, for air, its rate of effusion equals 1/2 times the assumed initial volume 1.0 liter, and then divided by the computed time 16.0 hours, which of course when simplified equals 0.031 liter per hour. So if you're going to get the ratio of the rate of effusion of helium to that of air, we get 0.083 liters per hour divided by 0.031 liter per hour. All right? So when simplified, it will be equal to 2.7. And likewise, the air to helium ratio of their square root of molar mass, we get square root of the molar mass of air, right, over the square root of the molar mass of helium equals square root of 28.2 divided by square root of 4.0. So doing our math, we will get the ratio equal to 2.7. So this means that our computation for the time it takes the air-filled balloon to deflate to one-half its original volume, okay, agrees, okay, with Graham's law of effusion, right? Which states that the rate of effusion of a gas is inversely proportional to the square root of its molar mass. And that concludes our video lesson. Till the next episode, mabuhay, mashallah. Thank you very much for watching. Please follow me in my FB page, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.